So my mum was a cigarette smoker for many years. She went through periods of quitting, of smoking again, quitting, tried the patches, all the cliche stuff. Nothing worked. And then she finally came across this book written by Alan Carr. And when she finished the book, she had her final cigarette and that was it. And she hasn't touched one for more than 10 years. So when I came across this guy's book for alcohol, I figured I'd check it out. And as soon as I finished the book, I didn't touch alcohol for some period of time. And the book is called The Easy Way to Control Alcohol by Alan Carr. There's a couple of things in this book which I really like. The first point is he argues that alcohol is not just a vulnerability that a minority of the population has. He says that everyone is vulnerable to the addictive qualities of alcohol, to alcoholism. And the older that you get, the more that you drink, the more that it incrementally creeps up on you to the point where you are over drinking. And that's why it's quite an insidious drug in itself, which I think is a really good point for everyone to be aware of because it's true. And the second point he talks about is our relationship with alcohol, and that he proposes that there's actually no inherent positive benefits which come from alcohol. These are all just falsely perceived by us. And he claims that why we actually drink is not to gain some sort of positive feeling. We get intoxication, but the impulse to drink is not actually one to seek a better state of mind. More so it is to offset negative emotions that we're feeling, like shyness, boredom, dissatisfaction, anxiety, what have you. And in this book, he challenges the way that you look at alcohol, your perspective on it, and your relationship with it ultimately. And he's named the book, I feel, very mindfully by, number one, appreciating that alcohol is very deeply woven in Western cultures and many cultures around the world. So it's already quite challenging to completely abstain from it altogether, even though he kind of implies doing so. But also that the point is not to just completely quit and abstain altogether. More so it is to change your relationship with alcohol so you can ultimately control it, so it's not controlling you. Because he basically implies that our relationship with alcohol is essentially incremental and it's habitual. And when you think about it, it's kind of true. So when you can read the ideas in this book and start to readjust how you perceive, how you understand, how you behave with this vice, then you can actually mindfully control how you actually want to drink. So if you decide to drink, you're doing so much more authentically and consciously rather than as a reaction to something. So very powerful book. Highly recommend checking it out, particularly if you have an issue with alcohol.